But just before the meeting, John, Donald Trump issued an immediate nuclear weapons testing order. Washington hasn't conducted any such nuclear tests since 1992. Here was Donald Trump.
We have more nuclear weapons than anybody. We don't do testing. We've halted it many years ago. But with others doing testing, I think it's appropriate that we do also.
Nuclear testing makes people a bit jumpy, but John, what's been the reaction in the United States?
Well, as usual with things Trump, it's been hysterical. You know, the liberal press makes it sound like World War III is about to break out and it's all Trump's fault. What's going on here is that the Russians announced the successful test of a nuclear cruise missile and also a nuclear torpedo. So they've walked away from the moratorium on nuclear testing that every country has recognized, I think, for more than 30 years. And so Trump is now responding to that. And frankly, we have this big nuclear arsenal, but we haven't tested it. You know, we haven't tested anything in 33 years. I think it's probably a good idea for us to test a few of these nuclear weapons and see if they actually still work. That's easier said than done. It's going to take some time to set up a test. We'll see how far this actually goes. But personally, I think it would be a good thing if Trump does follow through.
It'll be fascinating where these tests take place is always the one that seems to drive everyone crazy. But if there's one thing the left hate or fear even more than nuclear testing, John, it has to be Donald Trump running for a third term. And he keeps waving this threat at them. Have a listen.
I have my highest poll numbers that I've ever had. And, you know, based on what I read, I guess I'm not allowed to run. So we'll see what happens.
John just says you're trolling when you talk about a third term.
Well, I don't think he said that. I don't think he'd use that term, but it's a very interesting thing. I have the best numbers for any president in many years, any president. And I would say that if you read it, it's pretty clear. I'm not allowed to run. It's too bad. I missed him. But we have a lot of great people.
So, John, is this just a clever way of kind of not being a lame duck president, which is great, or is there more to it?
Well, I think you make a good point, Rowan. I think Trump would like not to be seen as a lame duck. You know, they came out with Trump 2028 red hats and they had him in the Oval Office and the Democrats went nuts, you know, because the Constitution is very clear that you can only be elected president twice. Now, of course, Donald Trump Jr. could run in 2028. And the other thing that has been floated is maybe somebody else could run as president and Trump could be the vice president. And then after Inauguration Day, the president would resign and that would make Trump president. I think legally that actually would work. But Trump, again, talking to reporters on Air Force One, as he does all the time, said, no, I wouldn't do that. People wouldn't like it. It wouldn't be right. And so, no, there is zero prospect of Donald Trump having a third term.
And lastly, for a bit of fun, John, this Halloween, Donald Trump and the First Lady have held a trick or treat event at the White House. Here was their entrance. John, he's the greatest performer of all time. What do you think?
Well, of course, the liberals will never admit it, but Trump is entertaining. Trump is fun. And this was a great event. I think they had several thousand people there, White House staff, military, law enforcement. And the remarkable thing about it is that Trump had just gotten off the airplane from flying back from Asia. The man is just inhuman. You know, anybody else would be fast asleep. But Trump gets off the airplane, he goes to the White House, and he's out there handing out candy bars to kids trick-or-treating all night long.
It's fantastic. What an extraordinary president. What an extraordinary time we are living through. John Hinderaker, thanks for chatting to us on the American Renaissance here on The World According to Rowan Dean.